everyone, welcome to my new YouTube channel Intuitive Hits 8. This channel is all about intuitive downloads and divine guidance for all those who resonate with your energies with me. Tune in for insights, alignment, and spiritual growth. Hi everyone. So today we'll start with the sword cards, okay? So first card in the swords card is the Ace of Swords card. So here, firstly, let's observe the elements in this card. In this card, you can see there is, firstly, I'll tell you how to identify this as Ace of Swords, okay? Ace of Swords is nothing but Ace means one, okay? How many swords can you see? You can see one sword, right? So, hence this card is called as Ace of Swords. And what are the elements you can, and also to give you a recap, to start with this, see, swords mainly represents to the air signs, okay? That is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, okay? So this is what the swords resonates with. And if you want to give more description, swords mainly represents, if you want to talk about a bit of like a time span, swords usually resonates to like months, okay? It almost goes like weeks to months. That is the range you can consider for the swords, okay? You can go around like weeks. Basically for swords you can go like weeks. Usually for wands usually goes for days, swords usually goes for weeks. And then you can go with the cups for almost like months. And then the pentacles goes for like years, like for the time span, okay? If you want to talk about any scenario kind of thing, so swords usually takes like weeks, okay? If you want to talk about the time span, just to give you a heads up. So let's now observe the elements in this card. In this card you can see there is a crown and a sword is the crown is actually fixed inside the sword, and it looks like a person is trying to hold the sword, right? So this is what, and you can see here a lot of mountains, which shows like a lot of highs and lows of mountains. So these are the elements in this card. Now let's observe its deeper meaning based on what is existing in this card. Now Ace of Swords card, whenever it appears in a reading, it's a very positive card, okay? So this shows that this mainly refers to intellect and logic, okay? Because usually air signs mainly represents to intellect and logic. They are very practical individuals, right? Or very practicality it shows. That's why this Ace of Swords mainly indicates to intellect and logic, okay? Also this symbolizes, see, usually ace is like new beginnings. So this Ace of Swords mainly shows like new beginnings or an origin of a new idea or some new opportunities coming up. Also this indicates that there might be a mental clarity which you might get in a particular scenario where you would have got stuck, or else if you would have got confused with any scenario or your professional network or your job circle or something, you will get a clear thinking and focus towards it, okay? Basically your focus will improve and you will hit the goal correctly. It's a very positive card whenever it appears in a reading. Also Ace of Swords also indicates, like a communication is coming up. See, even the air signs indicates communication, intellect, practicality, scientific mind, very updated thinking, okay? So it also indicates like communication. Also it shows like you might receive a letter or a phone call. It could be regarding some communication or your job interview, or it could be any scenario, whatever you might be asking for, okay? Also this shows that you might be making a right decision, because it's a very positive card. You have all the power and the logic and then the intellect to make the right decision. So that is what this card indicates. You have the intellect to make the right decision, okay? So that is what the upright Ace of Swords card indicate. Now talking about the reverse Ace of Swords card. Reverse Ace of Swords card shows that It's exact opposite to the upright card. Okay, it mainly shows that there might be a lot of there might be a lot of delays, and you don't have a clear mental clarity towards making a certain decision. You might make a bad decision. Okay, it shows like this is not the right time for you to make a good decision, because you are a lot like your mind might be mentally clogged. Okay, and there might be a lot of confusion and there is no clarity. You need more information on this particular thing, whatever you might be asking for. There is a lot of lack of ideas. You don't have mental clarity. There might be a lot of mental fogging, and there might be a lot of confusion, and it needs more information before you make a decision. That is what this reverse Ace of Swords card indicate. Also, this shows that there might be memory loss or inability to concentrate. Like there might be a lot of confusion. Okay, and you don't have proper focus. You might feel very distracted. It could be any kind of scenario. Okay, that also this indicates. Also, this card refers to a lot of failures. This is not a very successful card when the Ace of Swords card comes reversed. And also, not really a favorable outcome is coming up. And also, this can show that there might be some insults, or there might be not a friendly energy, but there might be like a deceiving energy. That also this indicates. Also, this gives like a guidance that currently you don't have a mental clarity in any scenario you might be asking for. So it is better to postpone making the decision because you don't have mental clarity, or you need more information before you make a decision, because otherwise you might make a bad and a wrong decision. That is what this reverse Ace of Swords indicate. Also, this shows like an insult, or like not a very good positive energy. Or also this shows like a lack of communication and inability to concentrate, and there's a lot of mental fogging, not a lot of mental clarity. There might be a lot of confusion. It could be in any scenario you might be asking for. Okay, so this is not a positive card whenever Ace of Swords card come reverse. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. Do like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video then. Bye.